Hello friends, good morning. At least it's morning here, and welcome to Verified So and to this video. So yesterday we did a video explaining what you ought to do after you have become current and after you've gotten your second notification letter. But somebody on the comment raised a question, and he was wondering what being current means. And therefore, that is the question that brought about this video. I've realized that majority of my viewers, they are new to this process, the diversity visa, and therefore they don't know the meaning of various terms. And also those who are old in this channel might not be very conversant with these terms. And therefore, I want to discuss into a greater extent, and that is to mean into very deep details on the term current. What does current mean? And let me begin it this way. Being current or becoming current in terms of the visa process, and in this case, the diversity visa process. Becoming current or being current simply means being ready for interview processing, that you are ready to be scheduled for an interview. But wait, how do you become current? How do you become interview ready? And how do you know that you are now ready for the interview? In other words, you are now current. Now, to understand this, the very first thing that qualifies you to become current is that KCC must have gone through your DS260 form and processed it, and they are through with it. So the first requirement is that they should have processed your DS260 form. And then another very great requirement, and listen carefully, every month KCC, or rather the Department of State, releases a visa bulletin. I know that is another new term to some of you. There is a visa bulletin that is released by the US government regarding the different visa status per every month. And in that bulletin, of which a bulletin is just a published information, a published news. So in that visa bulletin, there is a category for the diversity visa. Therefore, let's go through this visa bulletin for us to understand becoming current. First of all, every DV winner has a case number assigned to them. And those case numbers, they indicate your position in terms of the DV processing. I'll say it clearly, that the DVs are processed following the case numbers. If your case number is case number 300 and another one is 48,000, the case number 300 will be processed before the 48,000. So it will follow from the lowest case number up to the highest case numbers. And this issue about case number is important as I am explaining being current. So when you go to your browser and you type the term visa bulletin, as you can see, visa bulletin, the very first link that appears is US Department of State into bracket.gov. and it says the visa bulletin travel.gov. This is the link that you click on it. And once you click on it, then this page must come. It is by the travel.state.gov. I hope you're going together. And then what you need to do is to come here. You see, it's called the visa bulletin. And for now, as I am doing it, we have the visa bulletin for the month of August. And we are waiting an upcoming one, which will be the visa bulletin for the month of September. Now, what you need to do is to click on this link. So you click on the current visa bulletin, the most current visa bulletin here, current visa bulletin. This is what you click and check for what I'm going to explain. But let me refer back to some months before and I'll tell you why. Let's come to the month of April. We are using this just to demonstrate what I'm about to discuss. Now, once you visit the visa bulletin, the current one, then you scroll down, leaving every other visa categories. Like you can see here, we have statutory number for preference immigrant visas. We have family sponsored preferences and so on. So you leave all this out and then you come down to the diversity visa category. And this is it. You will see these three columns. One is for the region. The other one is for all DV chargeability areas except those listed separately. And then we have an except column. So these numbers that you see here, they are called cutoff numbers. And the cutoff numbers for the various regions, as you can see, they mean that case numbers below these numbers are ready to be scheduled for the interview. In other words, they are current. So when you check the visa bulletin, and for example, you come from Africa, if your case number is below the number indicated here, it means you are ready for interview scheduling. That is, you are current for interview processing, and so on. If you come from Europe and you're below this number, you are current. In other words, ready for the interview. Now, having understood that, on every visa bulletin, there are two sections of the diversity visa. And the first section normally is for the previous visa bulletin. So you leave this aside and you come to the second section. So the second section is the section that stands for the current month's cutoff numbers. So you leave this first section here, and therefore you come to the second section, and these cutoff numbers listed here, they are the cutoff numbers for the current month. And if your case number is below these cutoff numbers from the various regions, that means that you are ready for the interview and therefore you are current. Now let's come back to the current visa bulletin as I am shooting this video, and it's the visa bulletin for August 2023. And I want to explain something in addition to that. When you scroll down to the visa bulletin for the DV category, you see that for the region Africa, it has the word current instead of cutoff number. And also the Bahamas, North America, is current instead of having some numbers, as I have discussed before. Now, why this? When you see a region having the term current instead of case numbers, it means that all its DV case numbers are all ready for the interview. That is to mean all the cases in Africa region, for this matter, they are ready. They can be scheduled for the interview. There's no limit. Same case applies to the North America. All the selectees in North America can be scheduled for the interview. And when does it occur this way? In most cases, it becomes current, or a region becomes current, because of some various countries whose embassies are poorly performing, and therefore they cannot meet their target in terms of the requirement. They cannot schedule enough cases for the interview as they are required, and therefore you'll see other countries in the same region that are performing very well go even up to the last or to the highest of their cases in that country and schedule them for the interview. And therefore, you'll find out that the region will become current because even the highest of the case number can be interviewed. So the main reason is because of the poor performances of various embassies within that specific region. If all the countries and their embassies in a region could perform as required, there is no point in which cases up to the highest one would get a chance of being interviewed. This comes with both advantages and disadvantages, because if a person with a low case number comes from a country whose embassy is poorly performing, it means he or she will not get their chance of getting an interview. And that is a disadvantage to them. On the other hand, it comes as an advantage to a person with a high case number but comes from a country whose embassy is very well performing, because he or she will get a chance of getting scheduled for the interview. Another important thing, during this time when your case falls below the cutoff number of your region, and therefore you are current, if you check the status by sending KCC an email requesting the status of your DV process, the email that you will receive will say that your case is now current for interview processing. That is the message that you will get as a response, that your case is current for interview processing. And so, another question, if you're ready for the interview processing, why then do I not get the second notification letter immediately? This is the explanation. Once your case has become current, and now you understand the word current, then you are ready for the interview. And that is to mean your embassy has to schedule you for the interview. But it does not happen so. Why? Because you might find out that maybe you submitted your DS260 form very late and has not been processed. And therefore, even if your case number falls below the cutoff number here and your DS260 has not been processed, therefore you don't expect to be scheduled for the interview. Another thing is embassies, they handle very many types of visas. And you may find out that your embassy has a line of cases to be interviewed before your case. So you are current, yes, but your embassy has some backlog. I mean, a list of other cases before you that they need to schedule and interview before they come to yours. And that is to mean you will remain current until your embassy handles all those cases before they reach you. And once they reach you, you will be scheduled for the interview. And this now brings the concern about the speed at which your embassy processes the interviews. If your embassy performs well, then there might not be a backlog, and that is to mean once your case becomes current, you'll see yourself being scheduled for the interview and therefore receiving your second notification letter. So if your embassy is sluggish and cannot handle your cases as they are required, there will be a huge backlog, huge list of cases before you to be handled before yours, and therefore you end up being delayed, and sometimes you end up losing your chance. I hope I have clarified on this issue being current, and therefore you'll never again get confused. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and I need those thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, and let's meet in the next video.